Hey, I'm Frankie, your local Stockholm expert, and in this video I'm going to be telling you my top 5 things to do in Stockholm during the Christmas season. Number 1, Gamla Christmas Market. In the old town of Stockholm, or aka Gamla stan in Swedish, you will find Sweden's oldest Christmas market. In this market, 41 vendors from all over Sweden will bring the specialties from their own regions, including, for example, souvenirs, handcrafts. It could also be treats like almonds and glögg. And finally, you'll also get to experiment a little bit with the Swedish Christmas culture. So anything from decorations to Christmas trees, you can find at this market. If you're in Stockholm during the Christmas season, this is probably one of the markets you must absolutely check out. Number 2, ice skating in Kungsträdgården. If you enjoy ice skating, or if you're just a beginner and you want to go and glide on the ice, make sure you make your way to Kungsträdgården. This is one of the main parks in the city center of Stockholm, so make sure you make your way there, and then you can rent out some skates if you don't have your own. The rentals go for about 100 kronas per hour, so if you want to rent out a pair of skates, you can do so for about $10, 10 euros across the board. Now, once you make your way to Kungsträdgården, you might notice that there's a lot of couples, even some families there, trying to teach their kids how to ice skate. So don't be intimidated, even if it is your first time. Make sure you're going there for the fun of it, and if you'd like to leave your belongings behind, so you don't have to carry so much stuff with you when you're skating, they also have lockers, and you can rent out a padlock for about 30 kronas, or $3, 3 euros. Also, quick tip. If you believe in safety like most Swedish people do, make sure that you're wearing your helmet. And helmets are free to rent, to loan, at the cabin where you normally would get also the rental for your skates. So get your free helmet and make sure you're not getting a concussion while you're here traveling in Stockholm. Number 3, check out all the lights that are associated with the Christmas season, as well as the Nobel week lights. The whole month of December in Stockholm can sometimes feel like a black hole. Now, what I mean by this is that often enough, because we are within the Arctic Circle reach, we don't get a lot of light. Not just sunlight, but daylight in general. Now, with sunset sometimes going at 2:30 p.m., you need a lot of light, artificial or not, to try to compensate for that lack of natural daylight. You may notice that some of the Christmas decorations along the windows here in Stockholm will be some candles or even some stars, but this is not the only lights that I'm talking about. If you go around the city, you'll get to see plenty of light installations that were placed there on purpose for the Christmas season, so make sure you go in there and take some pictures. But also we'll have the special Nobel Week lights. This is a full week in early December when the Nobel Prize winners come to town to receive their awards, and it's exactly the time when the city puts on all of these light installations, light shows, just to make sure we have as much brightness and showing the best face possible of Stockholm to tourists and visitors alike. We have so much light that you should definitely come and check out all of these different exhibitions. Number 4, visit Skansen. Skansen is an open-air museum here in Stockholm, and in case you don't know where it's located, it happens to be in Djurgården, one of the largest parks that Stockholm has to offer. But Skansen in of itself, it's like a mini Sweden. It was built back in the late 1800s on purpose to represent different regions of Sweden and different aspects of Swedish cultural heritage. If you make your way to Skansen, you might notice that not only do they have a lot of different houses from different periods in time, but also they have the Nordic animals right there on display. So you want to go and check out some reindeer? This is where you go to Skansen. Skansen also traditionally during the weekends in December will have a special Skansen's Christmas market. So if you happen to go and make your way to Skansen across the island, you'll be able to actually enjoy not just the reindeer, not just the moose and the grizzly bears, but you'll also have a really nice Christmas market, one of the nicest ones right after the Old Town one here in Stockholm City. So make sure you go explore, and don't forget, this is an outdoor open air museum, so make sure you're wearing the right clothing, otherwise you're gonna freeze your ass to death. Number 5, the final and most important one. What would be Christmas without food? We need all of the Swedish food possible for this Christmas season to endure it through it all, through the cold, through the darkness. We need a lot of food, and some of the most special treats of Sweden actually coming this season. So if you happen to be in town for a few days and you'd like to try it for yourself, a Yule board is a must. It's a recommendation I give to every single visitor of Stockholm. If you're here during Christmas, you need to go and try a Yule board. Yule board stands for a Christmas table meal, and it so happens to be a buffet. So if you enjoy trying different kinds of food, meatballs, ham, sill is herring, salmon, any type of like Swedish food typically will be on display here at this buffet. So if you like to go and try for yourself a Yule board, a Christmas table meal here in Sweden, make sure you go and you check any of the Stockholm restaurants that offer a Yule board and pre-book, because otherwise sometimes they sell out well in advance. So make sure you're checking that ahead of time. Beyond the Yule board, we also have other seasonal treats. For example, we have lussekatter, often associated with Saint Lucia, the Saint Lucia celebration ceremony, really beautiful, bearer of lights. The light that we bring is also part of the spices that we add to the pastries. So if you happen to want to go around town having a little fika, a little coffee with a pastry during the season, especially around December 13th, you'll get to see plenty of lussekatter or saffron buns. Beyond the saffron buns, we also have cardamom buns like the semla buns, and those are also quite fatty with whipped cream and an almond paste inside. So this is all the stuff you can try out. Plenty of candy as well around the season, so make sure you eat as much as you can muster. And here in Sweden, we love candy, so part of the Christmas season as well to have some peppermint candy, some candy cane, and some chocolates and fudge to go with it. So that's it, guys. I hope you come and experience the magic of a Stockholm winter, of a Stockholm Christmas. And indeed, this is one of the most beautiful times of the year to visit, in spite of the cold and the darkness, which are not the most pleasant. But if you happen to make your way here, make sure you get some proper clothing, get some proper shoes, so you're not going to be too cold outdoors. And then you'll have as much fun as you can possibly muster if you go and you check out these top 5 favorites from my recommendation. Otherwise, guys, I will see you sometime in Stockholm, and I hope that you can join me or Sasha, one of my colleagues, on one of our tours at Experience Stockholm. This entire production and video and content we like to bring you just to complement some of the experiences that we have where we don't have enough time to talk about all the things that we enjoy doing here in Stockholm. So make sure that you go and make your way around and come and say hi to either me or Sasha at one of our experiences. See you on the next one. Hej då!